What is up, legends? Martin Legend and Theodore the Magic Mascot back with the Q&A that I asked you guys for some questions a while ago. It was actually suggested by someone for me to do a Q&A. I've done a couple in the past, but this one is going to be the best one so far because there's been a lot of questions. So I've got my phone here. Don't worry about the back, that's just a little crack, nothing serious. So if you're brand new to my channel, hit the subscribe button if you're returning. Subscribe, like this video, share this video, and comment on this video. Any interaction helps me greatly. So I'm here to answer all those questions that you guys asked. I hope I get to all of them. If not, let me know what your question was, and if I didn't get to it, then I'll get back to you. Okay, so Sean McDowell, do I own any magic books? Unfortunately not. I've never invested in magic books. All the things I do is from watching other tricks and making it my own and using key skills to be able to make tricks around it and some maths principles. HD magic. If I can meet any living magician, who would it be? So the obvious answer would be, everybody would say Shin Lim, but for me it would be Chris Ramsey. I think he's an absolute genius when it comes to magic. He would be and also he seems like a genuinely nice guy, and yes, that's the person who I would like to meet. And then Ranjit Moharana, and again, I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of your names, but yes, I'm doing the best I can. Ranjit Moharana wants to know what's my full name. My name is Martin Botha. I'll put it on the screen here somewhere. That's my name, simple as that. Have I ever met Jay Sankey? I have not been lucky enough to meet Jay Sankey. I would love to meet him. He seems like a fantastic person, and he seems like he knows so much about magic, and he develops such incredible tricks. And then he's got another question for me. How many decks of cards do I have? So I have them here on my table, and I'll go through them really quickly. Okay, so that is about how many decks of cards I have. So I've got this giant deck of cards, then I've got four smaller decks of cards, then I've got quite a few decks of cards that I don't have the deck boxes for anymore. I've got this deck of cards. This is probably one of the decks that shuffles the nicest in my opinion. I've got this deck of cards. I've got this deck of cards. I still remember where I got this one. I got this one in 2007 in the Super Rugby final between the Sharks and the Bulls. In case you're wondering what the Super Rugby is, that's like the Super Bowl of rugby. Not as good as the Super Bowl, of course, but it's still very good. Then I've got these two that also don't have deck boxes. These are the two decks that I can destroy and make gimme cards and things like that with. I have done that in the past. Then I've got these two Texas Hold'em decks that I got when I bought a poker set. Then next I've got these two decks. It's a steampunk and old school map decks. Almost there, as you guys can see. I've got two Springbok decks. That's South Africa's national rugby team. I've got a second one. I actually got the second one very recently. I bought myself one, and then my brother bought me this one for Christmas, and he didn't know I already had that one. So yes, there we go. Then I've got the Marvel deck, and I've got the Marvel Comics decks or deck, and then I have the DC. Obviously Marvel is better than DC because Deadpool is part of Marvel, and as you guys know, I've got a Deadpool tattoo. Then my wife bought me a couple of decks, of which one this is the 3D decks, where you can do that old thing where you squint your eyes and see what card it is when you look at the back of the deck. Then I've just got these normal standard bicycle decks. Those are the ones I do most of my effects with. Then I've got the Mugshots one, I've got the Friends one, I've got the Big Five one, which is basically the five, not national animals, but it's the Big Five animals of South Africa. Almost there. Then I've got this Protea deck, which is a gimmick deck. I have shown this one to you guys before. Then I have one of these that Sean sent me. It's just a standard bicycle deck of cards. Then he sent me another one, which is this one, but I have a secret with this one. This one is, I wrote there, BH. So this deck is set up in Bard Harding. So whenever I want to do a Bard Harding, I can just pull out this deck. Then I've got the Time deck, which has got all the Time magazine covers on the cards, which is a really nice deck in my opinion. I bought this one at so I guess you can call it a swap meet for 10 Rand, this one as well, which is in South Africa, in dollars, it's not even $1 I bought each one of these for. It's basically a game you can play with these. But yeah, I'll buy a deck of cards for $1 every single day. Then I've got the round cards that I did the clock card trick with. Then I've got this Stargazer cards. I've got the Dragon Age cards, and then the prized possession, the one that Sean sent me as well, which is the 16th century deck without any numbers. It's just got the pips, and also the picture cards are not double-sided, they actually have full bodies. So that is all the decks of cards that I own. Yes, there's quite a few, and now let's get into the rest of the Q&A. Okay, thank you for that question. Next we have Gary Bartnick. How did I meet my wife? So my wife was a dealer, or in America you might call it a croupier, at our local casino, and she dealt Texas Hold'em poker, and I was still am, I'm an avid player, even though there's nowhere in Cape Town where I live. She wants to chime in, I think.
And I saw his name on the computer.
So what you do is, when you play a tournament on a Sunday, you have to register and give your name to the
name and surname.
Your name and your surname. And
then I looked him up on Facebook.
Looked me up on social media.
And do you remember what I said first?
Yes. Do I know who she is? And I said my favorite dealer.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. She moved in less than a month later, and we got married.
2 months later.
And got married less than a year later, and we've been married now for
7 years.
Going on 7.5 years. Okay, and then another one from Gary. How did Theo become my Magic mascot? So one day I needed a second spectator for one of my card tricks. My wife was one of them, and Theo was the other one who could choose the card. You know, just like have fun. And he got some good responses in the comments, and I just decided to keep him along, even though there was someone who said I must get rid of him. No,
and like the card collection, we have a teddy bear collection.
Yes, I am slightly obsessed with catching those claw machines. This past weekend, actually, my wife and I went to our local casino, and I actually caught 2 teddies. We've probably got like also 50 teddies, like stuffed animals, of which most of them are caught or won at one of those prize machines, or that kind of like carnival games or things like that. They all have names and personalities, believe it or not.
3 of them from America?
Yes, 3 of them came, but I still have a question that's based on that. But 3 of them came from Las Vegas that we won at the Excalibur Casino in Las Vegas. Then Gary also wants to know, what languages do I speak apart from English? Believe it or not, English is actually not my first language. My first language is Afrikaans, but I'm married to a woman whose first language is English, so my first language sort of became English. I can speak a little bit of isiXhosa, which is one of our 11 official languages of South Africa. I can speak a little bit of French, and yeah, I think that's about it. And sarcasm I'm very fluent in. Next, Robert Ball Magician. What do I do for a day job? I teach grade 7. That's, yeah, nothing more about that. I teach grade 7. Marcus the Gamer, have I ever been overseas? Yes, I have. Like I alluded to earlier, in 2019, my wife and I went to the States, USA. We went to New York for about a week and to Las Vegas for about 3 weeks. It was absolutely amazing. We were also in Los Angeles, but that was only a stopover flight. And I've been to England, I've been to Scotland, I've been to Dubai, but also Dubai only a layover flight, and that's about it. I was hoping to travel a bit more, but then our friend, of which shall not be named, our little global pandemic kind of happened. Then Don Budliner asked me, do I do any rope magic? Unfortunately, I do not. I'm not so big on coin magic or rope magic. I should probably expand, but I have not yet expanded into that. I'm a big fan of cards. Then Nikhil Babu, and again, I'm sorry if I mispronounce names. I'm doing the best I can. He asked me, how do I feel when I perform magic, and what is the feeling I get when a spectator is absolutely amazed by one of my effects? It's an undescribable feeling. Doing magic is well, I don't want to say it's become a job, but doing it on YouTube, I earn a little bit of money from it. So it has become my job, but I still enjoy doing it. And when a spectator reacts, well, that is the best feeling you can possibly have. It just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum. And then Billy Simmons. When and where did I start doing magic? So, my brother did a trick with me when I was still a very, very, very young, like before I was even 10 years old, and he never told me how it was done. I'm actually going to put that video out in the coming weeks. Yes, my brother did that trick with me and I always wanted to know how he did it, and he never told me. Then I started watching like reality programs like America's Got Talent, and I always thought, wow, how do these guys do what they do? And I thought, well, why can't I? And I just started doing some research of how to do basic skills like force a card on a spectator and control a card and those kinds of things. And it started there. When did I actually start performing magic? About 2016, so about 5 years ago-ish. Then, most famous magician of all time. Well, Billy, this is Billy Simmons, by the way, I don't know if I said it earlier. Billy, that's, anybody would say Harry Houdini, and that would include me. He's maybe not a magician, he's more of an illusionist and more of an escape artist, but he's still in the same realm, so I would definitely say Harry Houdini. And then, last but certainly not the least, Robert Shaw. When did I start my YouTube channel? So my channel officially became a channel in 2012, because to be able to comment on people's videos, you need to have a channel. My first video was published in 2017 or 2018, very late 2017 or early 2018. I started putting magic tricks on YouTube right around 2019, because I thought I was going to be a YouTube gamer, which didn't work out that way, and I just thought, let me do something I can actually do, and that might get a better response from people. So the magic on YouTube started in around 2019, so it's been about, give or take, 2 years now. And that, as they say, guys, that is it for the Q&A. I know it's a longer video, but I hope you guys still enjoy it. Until next time, Martin Legend and Theo the Magic Mascot. Peace, everybody.